Net goed kook. Dit late make with the hustle, David. Too big we are remembering.
Hey, Kondo de Ali, Ayokio, Ayokio, Ali, Ayokio.
Before we dance, the reason I'm asking you a favor is we're going to put this big, it's going to be a bigger teepee than that. So I want it to be a bigger one so I can put a fire in it and I can invite you guys to come in for storytelling and all kinds of cool things we're going to do in that. But before we put it up, I have to let Mother Earth know that I need children to dance on her to celebrate, like a grass dance before the powwow. So you know when there's a grass dance, it's the guys will go like this and then they'll knock the grass down so the girls' long skirts won't get caught up in the grass. But when we do a round dance, we're going to be blessing. We're going to be blessing the teepee. So every time you come this way to school, you're going to say, I dance for that teepee. You go this way, I dance for that teepee because it's a community teepee. Because it's really important we dance and stuff. So I'm going to get the girls. I'm going to get the girls to sing a friendship song. You guys know it, right? So let me tell you what we have to do. When we hold hands, it's like when we braid sweetgrass. So when you braid sweetgrass, you know, I don't have long hair. Who has long hair? Can I borrow your hair? So when we braid our sweetgrass, and when we used to braid our hairs, we used to go, make sure today you say a prayer for Mother Earth. Make sure today you say, thank you, Grandfather, Son, for the thing. Thank you, rain. Thank you, cloud. So you start doing all those teachings. So what we do is we hold hands like a sweetgrass braid because we're together. And so what we're going to do is when we dance to the left in a round dance, it's to honor all the grandmothers, your moms, your sisters, your aunties, all the women in the community. When we dance to the right, it's for all the musumsug, all the mumus, all the dads, all the brothers, all the men. And so that's why we dance for the community. So they don't even know it. They might still be sleeping, they might be shopping, but little do they know there's something special happening for them, even though they're not here. And so that's why I needed you to come and bless this, because we need lots of things blessed in our community. Drummers, please start the song. Hold hands, everybody. Yeah. Everybody hold hands. Yeah. Go this way.
You way higher, you way higher, you way higher, you way higher, away higher, you way higher, hey you way higher, away higher, way higher, you way.
For the dance.
You way higher, you way higher, you way higher, you way higher, away higher, you way higher, hey you way higher, away higher, way higher, you way. You way higher, you way higher, you way higher, you way higher, away higher, you way higher, hey you way higher, away higher, way higher, you way.
Now, gently, we're going to come to the center. And why we dance to the center is we're going to honor the ones not yet born. So we go to the middle and we say those are for the ones not yet born. When we go back, it's for the ones that are born before us. Okay, ready?
Away higher, you way higher, you way higher, away higher, way higher, you way higher, you way higher,
is going to walk up and down those poles. The three symbolize past, middle one is us, and future. So that's why we do the three poles as the base first, and then we'll set them up in the middle, and then they'll be spread out, and then the fourth one honors again, and so we put 13 up for 30.
little stakes to keep it. Those are called the children. So the children are the ones that are going to keep it together. That's why I needed you guys to come and dance and believe and build it.
Because if you guys weren't here to dance for it and we just put it up, it wouldn't have been a sacred project. It would have just been a building and stuff. So it needed your dance, it needed your prayers to make it sacred. We put this Tipi up, geez, about 15, 20 years ago. It never got its cover, but I still used it as a speaker. And what it spoke about was, I did a treaty. I put purple and white one Christmas to remind people of our treaty obligations. So that we had what I call a treaty promise for Christmas. Another year I did all blue for the sadness. Another year I did all red for our indigeneity. And so that's how we did it. But it is going to get a cover. And so the big one we're building is for what we're going to call like Tipi teachings. So it's going to have a sacred fire, but there's people in our community that are so disconnected to their culture that what I want them to be able to do is to come and do ceremony with us. And if they're uncomfortable with ceremony, just to come and listen to stories. Come and maybe we'll do sometimes, especially people that are going through chemo and radiation, I want them to come here and think of it as a healing lodge, so we can lay them down on bear hides and blankets and pass around the bear fat, so that we can rub their feet for them, or rub their hands, or brush their hair, or just to feel nurtured. And so we need to do that for our survivors. We need to do that for the ones who are going through cancer, and for young ones to start learning, especially young girls. I really want to start doing puberty ceremonies. So I want to have a moon lodge. So I'm going to make this into my moon lodge. And so that's where the teachings will go on the importance of honoring women, but honoring girls when they transition from girls to young women. So we're going to do moon lodge teachings in there for young girls, and that one will be open for storytelling, or just sometimes we have guests, and so we want those guests to feel to come to our community and be in a traditional, so we could have guests actually sleeping here rather than go to a hotel, and stuff. So I do have an electric cord that's coming through the center, and they'll be probably sticking up here, so I can plug in lights. So I can use those spotlights and do different colors, so that way the color evokes an emotion, whether it's blue, green. So you'll notice up there we have the yellow ribbon up there, or the yellow cloth, and that symbolizes us giving gratitude for each day we've already been gifted with, so that we don't stress out worrying about tomorrow or next week or next month. So what we do is we give gratitude for the days we've already been gifted with, so that we don't worry about tomorrow. So that's the reason the yellow is facing the east. The blue and green has to do with our emotions, and the blue and green symbolizes the color of water. And so what we do is the blue and green reminds us of our emotions. So I want emotions, if they're anger, to come in here, be able to leave, and leave the anger at the fire. And so that's what the blue and green symbolizes, is how do we handle our emotions? When we're angry, what do we do with that anger? Do we let it get more angry, or do we start learning how to dissipate so that we don't carry anger? The red symbolizes our ancestry, so it's always facing the west. So that's our DNA. That's who we are. We're ancestors already. So what kind of ancestors are we going to be? What are we leaving behind for the next generations yet to become? So this morning when the children were here, I wanted them to see themselves in this circle, because they are our leaders already. Because how our children are to each other is how our adults should be to each other, being friends, being at peace, and just loving to be together, as opposed to picking on each other. And so that's why the children are already leaders. So today, for them to bless this was really symbolic, and that's why I told them, when you go by, you're going to remember that you danced on Mother Earth to make sure we had a teaching lodge that was going to promote peace and friendship and community love. So so tomorrow I can't wait to bring them in, just to sit them around, and I'm going to sing them a song. I'm going to have them all lie down and sing them a song and smudge them and let them know that this is how you're going to learn now. It's not going to just be in the classroom. It's not just going to be at the youth center. It's also going to be in here. So this is going to be your classroom too. So that'll all tie in, especially with the trail that we're building as well. So this is what this symbolizes. There's so many teachings to the Tipi. So the first three were past, present, and future. And so of course, we have to learn from the past. We have to leave something behind for the future. So we're always in a learning mode, that Wolgakidimuk, which means learning holistically with mind, body, heart, and spirit. And so normally it's 13 poles, but I think we have a little bit more there to make sure that we were able to hold the shawl. So the cover symbolizes the shawl, and when you see the fingers, coming together, it's a woman putting her hands together at the shawl, and it's that womb, that welcome, that embrace, that community hug, that love, that forgiveness, all of those symbolize, and when we close it like a shawl. The opening has to do with when we send our prayers, so that just like this morning, the eagle was already circling around, so we'll be able to send prayers through the top and then send them to our ancestors and send them to creation and creator, so that our prayers will be answered. And when we have hope like that, it makes every day a little bit more easier to live in.
Ne godt kok, that late make with the hustle, David. Too big we are remembering.
Hey,